High as hell when I'm in the clouds. That's that space shit. Elevated, I'm hella faded.
Hey y'all, welcome back. This is going to be another pick a card. Today is the 31st. Happy end of March. It went by super quick, I think. The topic today is actually going to be probably for people in separation, twin flames, soulmates, that kind of a thing. It's what do they miss about you? It's going to go in this order. This is number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to be quiet for a few, like a minute or two here, and you go ahead and just clear your mind, pick whichever one comes to you first, and then I will see you in the pile that you picked. If you are drawn to more than one pile, watch both of them, watch all of them, whatever you're drawn to. Certain piles may have bits of information that resonate with you in each pile, so it's whatever you're kind of drawn to want to pick. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking here, just get right into it. Good luck. Ooh, hi, okay, pile number 1. Okay, you got some really good cards. I don't know where to start. I'll start. All right. Ready to see why they miss you? Okay. Knight of Water, which would be the Knight of Cups in the regular tarot. Knight of Cups is very, I want to say sweet. He usually brings a lot of sweetness with him. He's romantic. He's intuitive. Very, what would be the good word here? Really affectionate. Somebody who would stir up a lot of feeling. So I really do think that they miss that. That you might stir up a lot of feelings in them, or some kind of feelings in them. Obviously, probably pretty good feelings, I would imagine, if they're missing you. And from the looks of the other cards here, I would say that it's pretty good feelings that they're bringing up. I feel like you might have felt like they balanced your emotions really well. Like they somehow, when you were around them, they would like almost like calm you, like calm your storm in a way. I think would be a good, thing there. Huh. I feel like more peaceful. Like it's just very, it's like a wave of just peace, just very happy, content. You bring all these emotions in that are just very emotionally appealing to them. I think you appeal to them on an emotional level in a very profound kind of way. Knight of Cups can represent falling in love. It can be loving things. They could love different things about you, about your personality, about how you handle things emotionally. You might handle things, in a way that they kind of admire. There might be, something that you do that they really admire about you. I feel like you help them think in a way somehow. And it might just be because they're at, they're so at peace when they're with you. But I feel like they either are able to think or they start to think. For some of them, that might be an issue. For some of them, that might be like, ooh, you know, they might not be ready for the type of thinking that you're making them do. So it might be kind of like, ugh. So that might be why if this is for like a twin flame, like a, you know, a runner kind of thing, that might be part of the reason why is, you know, you really stir up a lot of emotional things up in them. And I think it might, for some, not all of them, for some, it might really kind of freak them out a little bit, because it's like, ooh, you know, it's like a lot of feels all of a sudden. So they might not be used to that. They might not be used to people that can kind of break that barrier down. It's just very easy to be balanced, emotionally balanced around you, as what I'm hearing. Like they seemed very, very balanced. Like their life can sometimes be, you know, as most people life can, you know, it's like this and it's stuff happens, but like even with the stuff happening, with you there, it was very, it was much more just like this. It wasn't like, you know, you bring an emotional balance to them that's very calming. I feel like they might have brought, in some ways, a lot more plans. Like they stirred plans of the future, maybe, you know, or like that's what they did for you. Like I keep flipping this around for some reason. Like that's how you feel about them, but it's weird. So maybe it's, you know, this is a twin flame kind of thing. So it's, you know, back and forth, because they're kind of interchangeable, you know. But you definitely, I feel you stir plans of the future in them, you know. And again, for some of them that really aren't ready for that kind of a commitment, it really might be too much, and that might be, you know, why they're not still there right now, you know. But if they're not there, it doesn't mean that they don't have those feelings. It just means, you know, they might not be ready to go forward with them, which is good. You know, if someone's not ready, then you're not ready. That's just how it is. So you either wait, well, you don't wait. We don't wait for anyone. Don't wait for anybody. We just keep doing our thing, and eventually you'll catch up to whoever you need to catch up to. But I do feel like you stirred emotions in them that I don't even think they knew they had. That's really pretty. Beautiful. All right, Knight of Air. Knight of Air is the Knight of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot. He's one of my favorite knights, actually, because he's free. He's, you know, he's air, so he's very all over the place, kind of like a butterfly, you know, just kind of goes where the wind takes him and is free. Very knows what he wants, knows where he wants to go. It's also a good way of telling how fast. So again, this, for those of you that are in like a twin flame kind of situation here, and they're running, I feel that this combined with this Knight of Cups, it would be another reason maybe why they're gone, is because Knight of Swords is fast. Like the fastest knight in the entire deck is the Knight of Swords. super quick. It's the kind of thing that comes in like completely blindsides you, just like, just boom, you're done, you're out. And I think that's kind of what happened here, is I'm getting the feeling from them, like, you came in and it was just like, boom, they're done. You know, at least that's how they kind of, we're starting to see it. It's almost like they didn't know what to do when you arrived. Because I get the feeling like they weren't kind of looking for what you turned out to be to them. So it's kind of like, what the hell? You know, it's just like, how did I get here? Like, you know, that kind of a thing. They miss your intelligence. They miss your wittiness. You're a bit of an intellectual in a way, and I think it really it showed them that you had some brains. You weren't just, you know, attracted to them. You actually had some depth to you, which, you know, to them is very important. You know, because there's like a lot of people that can like look really good, but I mean, if there's not more to it than that, then, you know, I saw there was like a quote from John Mayer, is like, if something like, if you're pretty but you have a bad attitude, it's just like, congratulations about your pretty face, something like that. And it's true, because it's like, if that's all there is, there's really nothing like super, like, that's just good genetics. If you didn't do anything to get a, you know, a pretty face or good body, like, that's, you know, I mean, you might work really hard to maintain it and stuff like that, I get it, but like, people who are just really attractive and have nothing else to offer, it's kind of like, at least to this person, you know, they do really care about depth. And even though, you know, they're like, they're gone, I feel like they feel like they're not, you know, like, you're not gone, you're just reviewing your either your options, or just maybe just your situation, your life, maybe you're, you know, doing the things you need to do. But I do feel like this is not, they may miss you, but they're not looking at it as they're missing you. They're looking at it as you're doing your thing, and you'll come, you know, you'll come back when you're ready. Maybe. You know, I think that also is maybe something why they, you know, they might miss. It's kind of like that not knowing, you know, you don't know really what they're doing, what they're up to, what they're, you know, it's, so you kind of have to have this level of trust, and you do, and it's, you know, it's probably a different feeling, but again, I'm flipping it around. See, anytime I'm doing that a lot here. I know it's a twin flame thing. I know it is. So anytime I'm doing that, just flip it, because they're feeling the same damn thing. I'm going to tell you, that has to be the only reason why I keep doing that. I wonder if they're all going to be twin flame or not. That would be interesting. Kind of funny it worked out like that, because that's what I was kind of trying to lean towards for this video, was a twin flame thing, but wow. I think you really, I just get the feeling, I don't want to say like smart ass, but there was something really almost quirky, but kind of like smart ass about you to them. Like I don't know if you would say things and it would just be, it was funny. You'd make them smile in a way that was very, I don't know, just quirky, different, you know? That's what I got from this card too, is like everything that they feel is different with you. That's what it's different. You know, so it's like there's a lot of base things that are really attractive, that they've always found really attractive, but they go even deeper. There's even more depth than prior having those qualities than anyone else. You know, it's like they always had a type, they always had qualities that were necessary, and you make up all those qualities, but you also add new qualities to that list that they didn't even know that they were looking for, the things that, you know, now they realize are there, you know, so now that they're gone, and if they find somebody else, I mean, these are qualities that, you know, I don't think anybody else is really now living up to. There might have been people who lived up to the qualities prior to them, but now that's, you know, it's kind of just you. You see as somebody who really takes their time making a decision too, which is good. And it also would explain the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, bless his heart, is he's slow. He's very slow. He doesn't move quickly. He just kind of moseys along, but he's very steady. He's very reliable. He's very patient. Knight of Pentacles knows that, you know, when you plant a seed, it doesn't immediately grow. You know, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes tending to, it takes all sorts of different elements to make anything grow and manifest, you know, and they like that you understand that. I think that maybe you had maybe some of the same, I don't want to say hobbies, but like maybe the same interests, you know what I mean? Like you may watch the same kind of programs or documentaries, or, you know, read the same kind of genre of books, or, you know, something like that. They have, it's almost like I get the feeling like they're trying to see about all this stuff. Like they know that you have a lot of the same interests and things, but they really are taking their time. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. It's like I keep feeling both sides of this. Just give me a second here. They miss like a, like you show up, you would show up, okay. You would show up and you would give them something. But it wasn't like, I keep hearing patience, and I'm trying to like put it all together here and make it make sense, because like sometimes I'll just hear like one or two words and I'll be like, what the hell does that mean? it's like they like that you're proving that you're patient. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, almost like they feel like you'd be in it for the long haul. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... And one of you, that's a big deal, like a huge, probably a big deal, both of you, but for one of you, it's like a really big, like a make it or break it kind of thing in a relationship. You know, they want to make sure that they're not going to skip out. They feel that you bring something really valuable to the table. And not just right now. I get the feeling like it has longevity, like it's like there's value now, but they know there's going to be even more when it actually comes to fruition in the future. Like it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's not got like a limit on it, you know, like an expiration date. Like some relationships have the potential to kind of only last for so long, or, you know, through so many lessons, or, you know what I mean? Like, but then there's some that are meant to last forever, you know, and this, you know, this is something that they kind of felt with you. The Fool. The Fool is such a great card. My poor, look, it's breaking. I'm going to have to retire my cards soon, and I really don't want to because they're my favorite deck. I can't. It's going to be a sad day. The Fool it's like a reset button. And again, for one of you, that might be kind of scary, because you would be completely starting over. This relationship, like once it was entered into, would have to be completely new. Like you couldn't, and I don't think you would, and I think another reason that might be why they like you or miss you is that you don't drag, you know, past things into it. A lot of people, you know, when they get into new relationships, you know, and they have something happen, it's like a trigger, and it's immediately, oh, you know, they're going to do such and such and this and that. And I think they almost kind of set themselves up sometimes. You can't be pulled into that, you know, this happened before, so it's going to happen again. They're two different people, you know, so to bring that, I don't know, I think they feel like maybe you were someone who would be willing to kind of start over, start again, start from scratch, or at least that's what their hope is. I just feel like this lightness. It's like you made them feel very light, very free. Very free. And excited again. Like I get the feeling like they weren't really excited too much anymore. Like, well, like they just didn't have like a certain enthusiasm for the things around them, you know, almost like it got to a point where it was like, eh, you know, and you came in and it kind of jumbled everything up in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way. I think a little bit of a carnal, you know, animal. There's a wild dog here, a dog with him. Maybe like in a carnal kind of way too, you stirred something up that nobody else has really ever kind of tapped into. So that might be something that they miss about you, you know. Because he's got pomegranates on his tunic. You know, pomegranates are an aphrodisiac too. So I really do get like this passionate feeling, like this excitement. It's like a passionate, energetic vibration, just very, it's fun. Vibrant. They miss your vibrance. They miss your just excitement. You know, things weren't like, definitely weren't boring, or it's just a really nice feeling. He's holding a white flower, if you can see it. And what that usually symbolizes is purity. So maybe they miss having you around because they knew your intentions were good. You know, they might, that might be a real big thing to some people, because they might have been kind of used in the past. So now they really are very careful about who they let in and who they allow to get that close to them. So, you know, if they feel like your motives are really pure, you know, that's a big deal. I was pointing to the 0 at the top there. They miss the feeling, and it's not that it really went away. I think they might miss the confirmation when you were talking that it's kind of never ending. You know, this is something that has happened before. It's something that's going to happen again. You know, and maybe it wasn't appreciated enough by one of you. And for one of you, it might be comforting that, you know, one or both of you have gotten to the point where that's comforting. I don't feel that this is like people that just met and are just like, well, might they be my twin? Like, no, like this is going to be for people, I think, that know who they are, who the people are, who the other person is. It's been going on for a little bit now. It's not like a week ago, and oh, this guy might be my twin flame, or this girl might be my twin flame. That's, no, there's history here. You know, there's stuff here. And I think, you know, the reason I feel that way is, you know, the Fool is someone who packs very lightly because they're starting over. Maybe they miss not being like that. Maybe there's, I don't know, for some of you, maybe something happened. Maybe it just, I feel like somebody's bringing things in, one of you, and it has nothing to do with the reading. It's like one of you keeps bringing baggage in. Kind of baggage. That's weird. It's like that's how they would like wake up and feel after speaking with you for like the rest of their day. That's the feeling I get. And they miss that. And if it wasn't, that was, if it wasn't already pretty clear, you got soulmate. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, this is a twin flame thing here. I'm happy how this one turned out because I really did want it to go 4 twin flames, you know, but wow, what a perfect card. That's what they feel, you know, that's what they miss. They miss having their soulmate around. They miss that innocent, pure kind of love. See how innocent that is? It just is what it is. And it's definitely something they miss. So let me know if you like had, because I kept like, it kept flipping there. I kept feeling like it was flipped. So, you know, let me know if that's kind of what your situation is. I mean, I know a lot of the twin flame relationship is to mirror things to one another. I get that, but definitely let me know, you know, if this resonated with you, if it made any sense. I feel like there's something else. And I'm already over a half an hour for this. I was like, it's going to be a quick reading. I'm not sure. I guess if I can remember, I'll put it in the comments. So, whatever. All right. I hope that was able to help somebody, and I hope it kind of shed some light on the situation for you, made you feel a little bit better. If you need a reading, DivineDestinyTarot.com. You can get free, or not a free reading, a paid reading from me. I'm not giving out free readings. What else do I need to say here? I haven't done a video in so long. I was in Colorado. Like my shirt. See it? What else? Oh, Divine Destiny 1111 Instagram. Be my friend on there. I have a lot of cool stuff on there. I think that's it. I think so. If not, I don't know. I'll think of something. I guess I'll put it in the description box. I just feel like there's something else with that. And I don't know what it is. And it's bothering me. It's almost like I need to say something and I have no idea what it is. And it's like messing my head up. Just keep hearing they miss the connection. They miss I mean, and honestly, you can't lose that kind of a connection, you know. So if they miss the connection, it's because they're blocking it somehow. Because it never goes away. We just put up blocks to it. One of you is blocking it. One of you, you know, and it doesn't mean it has to be the runner. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you and kind of like what your situation is. Because I really would like to know what's going on here. I almost get the feeling like it's like something happened, but I don't feel any bad feelings. You know, I don't feel like there's hate or even anger at this point. Like I don't, but I feel like there's something there that is, there's a block and there's some kind of, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure. Let me know if that makes sense to anyone, because that's what I'm getting. I really, I hope. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll put it in the description if I can, if I think of it, but they do miss you. A lot more than I think they might want to admit to. All right. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. All right. Ooh. All right. I'll start here. Page of Fire. Page of Fire is Page of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Page of Wands is exciting, bold, daring, adventurous, the kind of person you'd want to go to a party with, you know, just very dynamic, you know. Could be seen as mischievous in a way. So, you know, all these things that I'm pointing out, these are all qualities that they miss about you, that they really kind of enjoyed. They liked feeling, they liked witnessing from you. You know, you were kind of mischievous, you were kind of, but not in like a mean way. It was more of like a funny way, like silly, cute. You seemed very confident and bold in a way, almost like fiery. Maybe one of you, maybe you're a fire sign, maybe, you know, you just have a lot of that in your chart, so you have those qualities in you. But I do get like a kind of a fiery, warm feeling, you know, like you lit something up in them and it really like, it burned really hot. And the weird thing is it didn't, like, you know how like some things, like usually with this kind of a card, it'll burn really hot, but then it dies out. You know, this is the guy that like comes in super quick and then like leaves. And that might be what this, you know, what you were doing to this person or vice versa. But that initial, like that fiery feeling that they have, that's not gone away. and they miss it. Like, they still have it, but it's not like there anymore. It's still there, but it's not there. I feel like they thought you were somebody that was really different, really original, really, you know, somebody that was so unique that it was almost like indescribable. Like, there's really no defining you to them, and I think that's very appealing, because, you know, it really shows that you don't fit in like this little box. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to be just like filed away like, oh, this is the kind of person they are. File them like they really, like, there's so many different layers that they just can't even put a label on it. And that's important. They like not being able to pin you down in a way, to really like get their finger on you, like figure you out. Because every time they do, it's like, no, almost, but no. Yeah, it's almost like you kind of here, there, here, there, here, there, you know, and this might be, I don't know if you're the runner or if, you know, what's going on here. Like, you're just like in and out, in and out, in and out. And it's always very, it burns hot. You bring excitement into their life. It's like their heart starts going. But it's a page, so it's youthful. It's innocent. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of it can be carnal, but like for the most part, what they miss is just it's very. And this was like in the first one too. Some of you might need to go watch that if you haven't. The Fool card has a white flower, and that symbolizes purity in it, and that was a big deal for the first. The first pile was, you know, that the intentions were very pure, and that made like was a big deal to them, you know, to find someone who really wasn't full of shit. I mean, honestly, it's somebody who wasn't trying to get one over on them or use them or, you know, act like they're a trophy or, you know what I mean? It wasn't, there was depth. It also shows growth. It shows a promise of future growth. They might have been able to see like a future with you, and maybe they miss that. They miss being able to really plan and start acting towards a future with you. Because there's definitely there's action, there's movement. Wands are movement. It's action, doing things. You know, they could miss actually doing things. They could miss just talking. They could miss going places. They could miss just the feelings they get while doing these things. It's almost like you push them into an element that's not their own. Like, they really are pushed to feeling when you're around things that aren't usually felt for them. And it's exciting. It's almost like, I don't want to say obsessive, or because it's not like creepy, but it's like you want to feel it again. Yeah, it's definitely not creepy. It's just like exciting. Page of Swords is usually seen as like the stalker, like the creeper guy. That was actually in the first pile too. I didn't get a creepy vibe then either. Okay, I keep being pulled. Someone needs to watch pile number 1, okay? I keep being pulled to pile number 1, so somebody needs to watch it. If that resonates with you, go back, watch it after this one. It's almost like it was so powerful that it was almost magical to them. I feel like they miss how adaptable you are in a way. Like every time like you would leave, you'd come back even stronger. Because there's like that little phoenix right there. You can see him. It's like kind of blurry. You know, every time you came back, you were stronger. You were more powerful. This is definitely a runner relationship. Definitely. Unity. Archangel Sandalphon. They miss the togetherness that they had with you. You know, you have a lot of the same morals and ethics. You know, you guys might be into the same kind of things spiritually, mentally, intellectually. You might have a lot of the same hobbies and interests. Again, touched on that in number 1. Might need to go watch that. They keep telling me to tell you. I don't know. One of you is like a mentor to the other. I believe the equivalent for this would be the Hierophant and the regular tarot, I'm pretty sure. And that's like usually institutions, traditions, law, any kind of binding thing, ritual. When you usually when you would pull this kind of a card, depending on the cards around it, you know, you could even pull marriage from it. So yeah, that might have been something that maybe they thought about you, is that you could have been marriage material for them. You know, you might, or they might have been not very religious, but, or traditional in a way, you know, like they're not super traditional, but you might bring out in them a want to have some sort of traditional foundation. They might not have wanted, you know, the kids and picket fence and, you know, animals and that kind of a thing, but, you know, you kind of brought that feeling to them. I feel like the kind of people that they hang out with and the kind of people you you hang out with or drawn to are kind of like the same people. They're very like-minded. They could be in the same like class. And I don't mean, I mean like social circle, like into the same stuff. Maybe in the same line of work, in the same kind of field. It's almost like they were kind of like, that's not going to happen, or I don't want that kind of a life, and you know, I'm not going to do that. That's, you know, that's the old way of doing things, and you know, but you kind of made them put their foot in their mouth a little bit, because you know, they've thought about, well, it's not, you know, completely rule that out, you know, so it's funny to me. It might not have been so funny to them. Because, I mean, if you see, like, see how he's just, like, sitting there? He's just, like, kind of, like, dozed off, just, like, how did this happen? How'd she get in? He looks, like, really worried about it. Like, he's like, shit. How did she get in here? How did she crack the code? How did she scale the wall that they had built around their heart? Like, it just doesn't make sense to them sometimes. Or it might have not before. I kind of feel like it makes sense now, but they're still kind of like, whoa. I think you have a really a beautiful way of kind of unifying everything within them. Like you know, when you see like I keep seeing a puzzle. Like you see a puzzle and it looks all complete, but there's that one piece. If just one piece is missing, it's like, it's clear it's not a full puzzle. Like you can't really hide that. Like you see it. Like it sticks out that there's a piece missing. And it's almost like I get it, you know, we're all whole, and you know, we're not halves, and we're not halves, we're wholes, and we don't need people to, you know, complete us and all that stuff. Like I get it. Totally get it. Okay. That's kind of the feeling I got, is like, if you were to put a piece there, the piece that was missing, if you were to find it and put it in, that's what they felt. That's what they miss. That feeling. But again, I feel like this is like an energy that would come in and then go back out. It was almost like, I mean, it would explain some of the other cards we have here. I really do think they missed that, you know, that you stirred things in them and made them want to take actions towards a future that they don't think about with other people. Next card is the Two of Pentacles. Ah, Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is balance, or a lack thereof. It's I think it's kind of, I get the feeling that it's both, you know, depending on if you're there or not. Sometimes it can be, this is what you bring them. You might bring them emotional, intellectual, or even sometimes physical balance. You know, like you really heal them on all those levels, and you kind of help them manage in a way. It's almost like, I just saw the the one card, the Sanctuary card for Pentacles. Is it 5? Sorry. I think it's 5 of Pentacles. It's where they're outside of the church. It's like my Sanctuary card. You know, when I get that, usually it's a good indication for me of going to a place that I find very calming, very full of love. And that's, I think that you are that place for them. But for those of you that are running, when you leave again, then this is kind of what happens sometimes. You know, it's kind of like they're like, look, you know, and then they have to fix themselves. It's not... They might feel like maybe they wouldn't have been able to handle the situation of the relationship. Maybe I don't feel like it's too much. I don't feel like it's where they're just like, no, this, I couldn't do that. You know, I think that they're just, there were times when it might have been overwhelming. There were times when it could have been hard to balance the expectations or, you know, the needs or wants over the relationship and other areas of their life. At the moment, at that moment, it doesn't, I don't get the feeling like it's just like a, nope, this isn't going to work. I'm not down for that. It's not going to happen. That's not, you know, this is, this is somebody who's, I think, just very taken by you, and it's not something they're used to. I think it's very foreign, and I think, you know, the coming and going of this kind of a relationship, twin flame relationship, you know, there is nothing very easy about it when like when you're going along. I mean, it's definitely something that's wanted. You know, this unity card, you know, you wouldn't be wanting unity if you didn't want the person near you. You know, I think they, you know, honestly, they might, they might actually miss, you know, their life might be so scheduled and like predictable, and, you know, that they might actually miss that about you, that, you know, you came in and would kind of shake everything up, and it would be like, what the hell is going on right now? You know, so that might have been something that they kind of liked in a way. Not that it was like, you know, ripping everything down and, you know, you're crying and like, it's not like that kind of like, but you brought some sort of an excitement. It's that page of wands energy, that just excitement energy, just warmth. You know, you bring that, you change the dynamic of their entire environment when you're around. So another Pentacle card, Ace of Pentacles. I love the Ace of Pentacles. It's so pretty. Just reminds me of like springtime, you know? I usually, and right now is actually the time period that I usually would associate with this. So like March, April, even May, like that kind of springy time span would be good. you bring them abundance and wealth, but it's not in a like a monetary kind of way. It's more like substance. You know, you bring something to them that's really immeasurable and just nice. You know, it's like you're handing them something that's very valuable. And they know this. They know what you're offering them is very valuable, that it's very important. But they also know that as it's a pentacle, it could take a while. And it's also an ace, so it's the very beginning. It could take a while to have what it ultimately will be into fruition. And that's fine. Pentacles, while they're slow, they're also very patient. Okay, so it's really, I feel like this person, while they're not like waiting around, I do think that they realize that what you're offering is what they want. So I think that they're willing to wait to have it again. You know, I think it's because, you know, they might have learned over the years that, you know, it's quality over quantity at this point. You know, and the more that you like connect with people, it's wonderful. But if these aren't people that you really should be connecting with, then you're just creating more cords and more ties and more stuff that has to kind of be worked out later. And I feel like they know this. I feel like they understand how this stuff works. You know, and they know that it would be better to focus on themselves and what they're doing and kind of allow you to come and go, or them, whatever, you know, whoever keeps coming and going. I feel that there's definitely a future here. It's just almost like one of you put it on hold for something. I mean, for a couple of them, I really feel like it could even be, you know, you might give them thoughts of a family, thoughts of children. Some of them could see making a lot of money with you. You know, some of them really feel like they could work very well with you and you guys can make a lot of money together. I feel like it's just this relationship for some people might be coming out of, you know, like in winter when everything's like brown. Well, not like where I live, like everything's green here. I live in Florida, so things are usually pretty green here. But like everywhere else, it's like brown and kind of dismal looking, and right before spring happens, I feel like that's what it's like, in contrast to when you're with them or you're open to them, or vice versa. Like when you guys aren't open to each other and you have, you know, one of you has that block up, it's like this wintry yuck. And then when you guys start talking again or start, you know, conversing again or sharing energy again, it's almost like this is what happens. Everything just comes alive and it's just abundant and it's just beautiful. And they miss that. You know, I don't think that, you know, for many of you that the idea is lost on them that there's, you know, a ways to go. But they're definitely in it for the long haul. So I don't see any worries there. Last card, perfect card for you guys, is abundance. And that's exactly what I was feeling with that Ace of Pentacles. Just abundance, overall abundance in everything, in love, in money, in health, in joy, in peace. In every way you can be abundant. And gratitude. I think, you know, you both are very grateful for what the other would bring to the table. And that kind of gratitude that I'm feeling comes from experience in prior relationships. You know, this is the first pile I did. It had a lot to do with people bringing like baggage and stuff into the relationship. And I think in this one, it's learning from that. You know, it's you're almost grateful to have had all those things happen with all those other people, because it kind of taught you, or will teach you, how to love somebody ultimately the best way possible. You know, you're being taught how to love unconditionally, how to love no matter what. There's definitely a lot more to happen here. A lot more. I do feel like a lot of you may end up working together. You may end up making a lot of money together. And it's almost because it might get to a point where it's almost impossible not to include them. Like, it'll get to a point almost where it's like you just have to include them. They may miss you just so they can get a friggin' break about thinking about you. They see you as something of value. They miss the value that you bring to their life. You definitely added something very valuable to them, and they miss that a lot. So, very sweet. I really do. I know I've said it a few times now, but I really want to make it clear, because I keep hearing I need to make it clear. If you are being called to go back and watch number 1, there might be something in there I mentioned that is pertinent to your situation. Figured I would say it again. I hope this was able to help everybody with whatever they're going through. I know things can get really confusing and tough, and it's quite a journey, isn't it? The twin flame relationship, but it's worth it. So I hope everyone has a really good day. If you like this, be my friend on Instagram, DivineDestiny1111. If you are looking for a reading, you can go to DivineDestinyTarot.com. I have all my stuff there. And I want to say thank you so much for everyone who is liking and subscribing and commenting. It's so wonderful. I can't wait to hit 500 subs. I'm going to do a giveaway then. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be really cool. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it'll be really neat. All right. I hope everyone has a really good day, and I guess that's it. Bye. Hey, pal number 3. Aww. That's so funny. I had the other night, a few nights ago, I had a dream about, this is 2 of water, 2 of cups. I saw that in my dream was this kind of version though, the Rider-Waite. I saw that card in my dream was 2 of cups. And what that card is 2 people, both with full cups, and they're standing opposite one another, and they're giving each other their cup. So that's pretty cool. Just I don't know if anyone wanted to hear it. There you go. Anybody else have weird dreams lately? Let me know. All right, who am I going to start with? I guess I'll start with the Two of Water. It's such a pretty card. Two of Water, Two of Cups, and the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful card, and one that is universally known in the Twin Flame tarot reader community. It's, you know, it's next to the Ace of Cups. It's, you know, pretty straightforward. It's a Twin Flame card. It's two people that, you know, are really giving all of themselves into a relationship, but they're giving all of themselves equally. You know, they both have a full cup. They're both working with a full cup. They're emotionally, spiritually, physically, intellectually sound. They're in good standing. They're in a good spot. You know, and they really bring something of equal value to the relationship that you do. You know, this is a relationship that is very mirrored, like a twin flame relationship. It's very mirrored. It's very equal. It's very even. You know, everything that's being put out is being brought back, and that's kind of, you know, how it goes with this relationship. And I feel like they really miss that. They miss the just the growth, the banter. They miss the emotions. I really feel like they feel like they have something to work towards with you. They have definitely a future. It's almost like this. It's very, I'm trying to find the right way to describe it. It's like calm. And it's weird because I get the feeling like you guys aren't together. You're not talking, obviously, but you are. Like, you're, maybe you guys are in that level. Would it be a level? I don't know if it would be a level area of twin flames that, like, when you get to telepathy and you start talking to each other like that way. It might be like that. So you might not physically be, you know, together, but like I do feel like there's a constant connection there anyway. So, you know, to miss you, I don't think that they even have to. I get the feeling like maybe for some of you, you're past that missing stage, and it's really like they're always there. And I feel like it's just going to continue to grow that way. Whatever separation there is right now, it's basically just like to learn and to grow, and I think maybe to keep each person on the course that they're going, that they need to be on. Because that's, each person has to go and do their own thing and do their own thing, and then eventually, like, you'll come together. You know, so if one person isn't, you know, doing what they should be doing, they're not gonna, it might take a little bit longer. But I do feel like both of them are really getting the shit done. They're really, they know what the relationship is. They know what can come of it, and they know what they're working towards. And if that makes sense to you, then it's for you. If it doesn't make sense to you, it's not for you. You know, this, when you're reading for like so many different people, like there's, not everything is going to be like, oh yeah, that's true, that's true. You know, you might watch something and only take one or two things from it. You know, this is going to be for a very, I think, select group of people. It could resonate with the people from 1 and 2. Very definite twin flame. Energy. And we also have the Knight of Wands, which was, I believe, in number 2. So they all might connect in a way, but I definitely feel like these couples, this one couple, I don't know if it's just one or a few, either way, they are very connected spiritually, emotionally, like they're very connected. I feel like it's a relationship that really has been through quite a bit. Both sides, I think, have learned forgiveness a lot. I think they've learned a lot of more lessons in like unconditional love. They've learned a lot. You know, this is really for people who have been doing this for a little bit now. Okay, if you did not watch 2, I did this with number 2 to 1, so this is fun. They might all connect for some of you. For some of you, you might resonate with every single one of these videos, because not only do you have Knight of Wands, but you also have Ace of Earth, which was Ace of Pentacles, which was also in number 2. So out of 5 cards, 2 of them were in the last pile. So I mean, that says something. That's kind of like a big, you need to go watch that. If it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't watch it. You know? I feel like you guys have a way of working things out that is very individual to the 2 of you. Like it probably wouldn't have worked any other relationship with any other person in any other situation. But it works for you guys. It's very loving. Kind of like refreshing. Like it's like you don't really need to, at this point, prove anything to anyone. I think you're both at that level where it's like, this is what it is. This is, you know, who I am. This is who you are. You know, this is what it's going to be. And I think it's coming very close to a group of you for union. I just get like that feeling. Okay, Ace of Earth. Ace of Earth, Ace of Pentacles. See, this last one is so different feeling than the other ones. I really do feel like there's no missing. I mean, they might miss physical speaking. They might miss, you know, messages or texting or, you know, whatever kind of contact you guys had, or if you were going out or whatever it was you were doing. They might miss that in a way, I'm sure, but I just don't get the feeling that this, for a majority of the group here, and some of you might not be there yet, but for a large amount of people for this group, they're past that. They're past that missing, we're separate stuff. Like there's no separation anymore. There's none of that at all. Like they're with you. They know they're with you. It might not be in the 3D yet, but it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, basically. And like the last one, I do feel like this has something to do with work. Maybe you guys met through work. Maybe you guys end up working together. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential for abundance, for growth, for business. you guys feel like you guys can make a lot of money together, which is pretty cool. The Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, you know, they might be very low numbered, cards. Like, if I can, and usually that's like, oh, you still got a long way to go and that kind of a thing in the tarot. But, you know, for this, it's almost like you might have farther to go, but there's so much potential. You know, it's like, it's almost like guaranteed to be very abundant and worth it. Like it's going to pay off in ways that they know are just beyond amazing. That's too funny. We got Knight of Wands with it. And for those of you that don't think like that's kind of a big deal, there's 78 cards in a tarot deck. Okay? So out of 78 cards, I only pulled 2 of these each. Okay? So you were able to get that many cards the same out of 78 cards. That's not coincidence, you know. It's not. That's not coincidence whatsoever. Again, just this growth. I just keep feeling like there's growth. There's just, they know that there's this growth. And even if it looks like it's not a whole lot, because if you look at it, like it's really not a whole lot of growth on there, you know? But it is. They just know it hasn't really manifested yet. But it's coming. And it's going to come quick. You know, when it finally does, when things finally line up, one of you or both of you know this at this point. When it does finally line up, it's going to be quick. Okay? I kind of get the feeling like right now, like you guys might miss each other, but I feel like you both are kind of doing the necessary things to get the ball rolling. Like, you know it's going to happen. So I get this, like, you're almost in a, like in a state of gratitude, like in a state of just expectancy for wonderful things. But it's also like you're kind of enjoying what you have before it changes. You know, I know like there's nothing better than the idea of being with them, but you have to understand, you know, a lot will change. And I think while for some people that's like, that's great, you know, there are endings there. There, you know, there are reasons I think we should be thankful for what we have at the moment. You know, it's easy to kind of be like, well, you know, I want this and I want this, and, you know, when I have this, it'll be this, you know, and we shouldn't really be sitting in that kind of a energy. We should be in a present moment kind of energy. You really can't be grateful for what you have if you're not present with it. You know, and it's so important in a twin flame relationship to be grateful. Not only is it the quickest way to raise your vibration, but you're learning this. You should be grateful. You know, this is a love that if you're not grateful for having it, you don't deserve it. You know, so it's it's almost like they're both enjoying themselves. Like they're enjoying where they're at, they're enjoying their lives, they're enjoying, you know, the time they have. Even though they're together, they consider themselves one thing. They've merged. That, you know, a lot of them probably have already gotten married in 5D. It's, you know, like they've already done the stuff, the ceremonies, the rituals, whatever you call it. They've already done it. And now they're just kind of settling in to accept where they are and be pleasantly surprised about what happens. You know, this isn't, I think there's a lot of elements and things from the other piles that maybe this pile needs to hear. But this pile, I think, is probably the majority would be closer to union, I feel, than in some of the prior piles. I get the feeling like both of you are kind of working on things, you know, like individually, you're doing the stuff you need to. You know, the Knight of Wands too is also very present. He's in and out super quick, but they're always in the present. They're very fiery. They're very confident and bold and energetic, and they live for the moment. You know, that's a lesson I think that can be very hard for a lot of people, is learning to kind of sit in the moment and live in it and feel it and really appreciate it. You know, it's one thing to be like, yeah, I'm present, I'm living the moment, but do you appreciate it? Are you grateful for it? And that kind of determines, I think, at least for me, you know, if I'm in the present moment and what my vibration is at that present moment. You know, if I'm not grateful over the things going on around me, you know, what does that say? A lot of these couples here they know how manifesting works. They know how things work. They know what they're doing. And I think they're just sitting pretty at this point for a lot of them, because they know there's just like, they're past the point. They know shit's gonna happen. They know it's, you know, inevitable. They know it, and it's not, anybody who has gotten to that point knows what I'm talking about. I think it's a perfect card for this group because, I mean, it's kind of what they're waiting for. You know, if you think about it, it's, you know, death in tarot isn't really death usually. It can be, depending on the cards around it. It literally can be someone's dying. But usually it's transformation, it's growth, it's change, it's transition. And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for almost like a resurrection. They're waiting for things to end so new things can begin and things can shift around. And, you know, that's really going to determine what's going on. They're not really worried about it. They kind of are expecting it. They're expecting things to happen. You know, and they're not looking at it as, you know, like a death. This is like a rebirth. This is, you know, a new beginning, a new start. This is a new journey. They know, you know, the life that they're living right now separate, that ends once they're together. it ends. You know, you ever hear that? What is that? It's like your new life is going to cost you your old one. And it's very true here. And they know that. They know that it's going to be unlike anything they've ever had before. And it's going to be, you know, almost a requirement to leave everything in the past. You know, except the lessons, obviously, that you've learned. But you know, it's not easy to let go of, you know, our current situation sometimes. But, you know, when we're open to new things, sometimes that makes having old things leave a little bit easier. So just, you know, if you're in this group, I probably don't even need to be telling you, but maybe you need a reminder just to allow things unfold how they need to, you know, stay in the present moment, stay optimistic, and just stay open to, you know, wonderful things coming your way, because they're trying to. I feel it. I feel that this group is the closest, a lot of you, for union. I really, like, I don't get that feeling a lot when I do, you know, twin flame pick a cards. Like, it's not, like, I know they're twin flames, I know they're, but I don't get the feeling like they're on the verge of union too often. So, I mean, it's a really cool thing. That's a really awesome thing to feel. Is, you know, it's exciting. But there's no turning back from it. You know, so once it happens, it happens. Which is why it's so important that, you know, everything is kind of done in a way that's, I don't want to say good, but supposed to happen. Everything's going to be completely different. Like your lives, like the connection is going to be, you know, stronger and like that, but it's not going to be like totally different. But you're like, your physical lives will change. Okay, and it might, you know, for some of you that have like two like very different home life situations, you know, it'll take some figuring out and some, you know, adjustments to make it work. But if that's one of the things that you're fearing, you've made everything else work. I mean, honestly, if you think back about all the stuff you guys have been through, and you, I mean, hell, you guys even figured out a way to talk to each other when you're not talking to each other. You know, like, there's obviously no limitations to what the two of you would be able to accomplish or do or survive at this point, because nothing else has killed it. So, you know, if you're worried about, you know, your lifestyles matching up, if you're worried about maybe one of you has kids and the other one doesn't, you know, you've made it work with less. You know, so I think that there might be a few of you that are kind of in this fear that, you know, things, they might be, you know, their life might be too different, or it might not add up, and that's just not the case. You handle things as they come up. So to actually like think about it and be afraid of it before it even happens, it might not even work out like that. Who knows? Maybe you could get together and things actually work out perfectly. Imagine that, right? Who would have thought that shit could work out? But it can. Okay, so we need to stay kind of optimistic to that yes, it can happen. Because it's serenity. You guys provide that for each other. It really is. it's a sanctuary. It's a calm place and a nice place to lay their head. And I really do feel like it's calming, and you guys really complement one another in a way that's really beautiful and very rare. Twin flames, you know, as popular as they're getting, you know, and as much as people are labeling the twin flame thing, you know, it's very rare. There are a lot that are incarnating right now, and it's happening, yes, but it's very rare. So when you have something like this, and I do think most of you know, but for those of you that need a reminder, be grateful. Okay? We need to be grateful. We need to get rid of fear. We need to realize that everything will work out for the greatest good. If that means things being uncomfortable, if that means things being a little difficult, then that's what it means. Okay? It's not like things haven't been difficult before and you made it through. Okay? If this is your twin, if this is somebody who is your counterpart, is your other half, is who you're supposed to be with, it doesn't matter what's going on. And you should know that at this point, for most of you. All right, if this is what's going on for you, it was such a weird reading, this last one, because it really, it was not anything like what the title suggested. So I'm sorry about that. Like, it's really, I mean, it's good that they're not like missing you, that they know you're always there, because that shows, you know, just how far you guys are, which is wonderful, because that means you're closer to union. Really, really great relationship. If it resonated, please let me know. Let me know how it resonated too. I really love hearing everyone's stories and, you know, kind of like what they pick and just how they feel about certain things. So it's really cool to me to be able to read it. So thank you so much. If you're one of the people that always comments, you know, thank you so much. I love getting on here and reading them. They really make me smile. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm so excited, almost to 300. Really, really exciting. If you guys are looking for personal readings, DivineDestinyTarot.com. I have all sorts of different readings there. And you can also be my friend on Instagram at DivineDestiny1111. So I think that's it. Sorry, my toenail polish is like coming off here. I'm messing with it. My daughter painted my toenails, so it's like all over. All right. I hope everyone has a really good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.